Hello, welcome internet to this podcast, episode 4. This is me. That's Drew.
Hello,
And
good morning. Hi.
yeah.
What's up?
How's your day going? We just sort of cracked right into it. I haven't had a chance to even mention that yet.
Oh no, pretty good, pretty good. Got some plumbing stuff to fix after this, but we'll get
Oh,
through
yeah. I got plumbing going on upstairs, getting a shower installed. It's
it.
going to
Right?
be fantastic.
Yeah.
Cannot.
I still don't have the pictures yet. Waiting.
Well, if I could send pictures and the person doing the work didn't want you double checking and
Oh.
get
Oh
pictures
no.
at the end.
Yeah. One at the end. Sounds good. Um. Yeah. I like the season so far. I don't know.
For season 23. Do you know
Mhm.
the name of the episode? I normally always start this way.
Oh, survivalism.
Survivalism.
Survivalism, and it comes up early in the episode. I'm like, how do people not notice that they're just chilling in the hammock? Like,
Right.
right?
Ozzy and what is it? Oh Jesus, what was her name?
Elise.
Lise, thank you. I have it in my notes. I don't have that. Yeah, I got my notes there. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Ozzy said his first book he ever read was
Oh well, I no, I can't remember the name of it.
Robinson Crusoe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't read it.
Yeah, neither have
Okay.
I. So yeah, Ozzy and Elise in the hammock, they're chatting it up, and it rubs other people the wrong way. Jim is not a fan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Jim's smart. I think Jim realizes like what's going down, and he realizes that right, like he mentions, that the pair is really powerful. Um. You know, being a being a poker player, like I would think he'd be adept at Survivor at like playing the person as opposed to the hand that you got, right? And just like watching people and looking how they react and stuff. So as much as like I found this episode, he overall really kind of is I don't know, like he's a little over animated, over the top. Feels like he's trying too hard a little, like just kind of take
Like,
20% off for their squirrely Dan, right? Like
yeah. I feel like he's trying to. Well, when he's talking to Cochrane, which is the next, I love Cochrane's description of him, which I'll get to in a second. But he describes Elise as a variable. Like we need to eliminate the variables. He likes constants. And,
sure. Or something he can predict, I guess, right? But
and
yeah.
a part of me isn't part of poker that element of chance. Why is he trying to like eliminate chance from it? I just feel like he
Well,
has that chance is a variable in poker, but
call
he's
well
trying.
call me a novice, but isn't wouldn't that be like what a good poker player would do? Would take the chance out of it, right? So
Oh,
you're taking the hand, but instead of playing the hand, you're playing like the person. You're trying to like control the game, so you're bluffing. You're right. Um, it's
you know, percentage of four of hearts is going to show up. You know the percentage of
my
a
cat says good morning.
hey wicked
Here, say hi to the internet, you crazy cat.
description of Jim. I love it.
The witch,
Cochrane's description of Jim.
which is what?
He says he has suspiciously white teeth and
Ah!
car salesman smile.
Yes, suspiciously white. I did like the suspiciously white, and I noticed that too. I wasn't gonna. I was trying not to write down like everything. Um,
Oh, just every now and then I hear a line where I'm like, that's pretty good. It's a bang on description of Jim.
my first like actual quotes are more like from 17, 18 minutes in.
Oh,
But I did really like the Redemption Island challenge. And the one thing I noticed about this season, when I haven't watched them all, but the first season I saw with the Redemption Island, I believe that was the first season Culpepper played, and it
mm,
was like the whole tribe went to the showdown. And this
yeah,
season they're just sending kind of emissaries,
that
and I
was
thought that
his water one, yeah.
yeah, and so I just thought that was interesting. Like I don't know, just that they're doing that.
With that,
So now you got a couple people perceiving what's going on, and then they come back and be like, oh man, so and so was talking so much trash, and there's a bit of a game of telephone now. It's interesting.
Well, I feel like that's what they tried to do with, you said it yourself, sending emissaries to go to the duel, but I don't think they're using that properly. They're just telling everyone what happened. There's no
Oh, no one's like, bro, my grandma died, right? Like
yeah,
there could be a lot more. Oh,
there's a lot of possibility, but no one's decided to explore that space yet as far as lying about what they've seen at the duel.
because when I saw it in, I don't know what season it was. I want to say like early 30s, 31, 32, something like that. Like it was just a forum for like whoever got voted out to like roast their tribe and be like, nah, you guys are a bunch of haters. And it was always like right, like F you, Brad Culpepper, right? Like, yeah, anyways. So um so I don't know, I like the way that they're doing it this season, even though like you're saying like the players could do more with it, but
They
yeah.
could do more with it, and they're just not. Um,
I did really like the challenge, the
okay,
challenge,
well,
the Redemption Island challenge, right? Like the beanbag toss.
I
Uh,
was. Yeah, I have something to talk about the Redemption Island challenge. We
yeah,
just
go for it.
went to Apollo for Brandon's apology tour. And in my notes, he's just going around to everyone saying, "I'm sorry for being myself," or almost like my uncle. Is that what he's trying to?
It's just it's all it's all attention getting stuff. Do you know? It's all like look at me, look at, like, again, it's like I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna use this one a lot this season. I have a feeling till Brandon gets voted out, but of just the hearts and flowers, the I don't know, man. It's yeah, it's my least favorite way people win.
Like it's going in and out of focus constantly.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you're like in some kind of middle
Right up
range.
too close to it, maybe.
Possibly.
Okay.
Hang tight there for a second, because that's. Oh no, it still wants to.
I have to move it really close.
I'm,
We'll monitor a bit.
I'm close, Rick.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, you're still doing it. You didn't
Oh,
week. You
but
camera.
for not as long.
Okay.
Not
Um.
as long. It was like, woo, and then it's like, and then it's back. It comes back quicker.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll. Oh man, it's a weird doing that. Anyway, I'll see if I can play with that for a quick second. But yeah, Brandon's apology tour.
Yeah,
It was.
uninteresting. It's just uninteresting.
So then I guess the next thing I have on my list that I thought was interesting was the Savai tree mail, where they all get their bathing suits.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And I have a picture you sent me about
Oh, yeah. I
the
was like, okay, so here, before you put this up, okay, we need like a Keanu Reeves air fingers here, and like that's not what's this would not fly in 2021. I do not think,
oh, yes.
or maybe it would. I don't know, but it made
I,
me laugh. I was like,
there appears to be a different set of rules on Survivor.
that's yeah, I would think so. Actually, let me.
But he was trying to point out a tan line thing, and they were.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just
yeah. He was being super technical. Look right here. Yeah,
saying. Yeah, yeah.
but I don't know.
Dawn got super self-conscious about. She suddenly realized I'm. What did she say? She said,
Am I Rudy on this tribe?
"Yeah, I like that line." It
Yeah, I.
was like, "Yeah, kinda." Sorry, Don, but a little bit. Like even Cochran says it later when he calls everyone else the pretty people. It's
True, true.
it happens a lot in Survivor where the old people are chastised or the I don't want to say ugly people, but you know what I
Sure,
mean.
but
There's
the atypical non.
clicks form very quickly. So yeah, everyone gets their bathing suits. Um, and I love
Cochrane and Homie have a talk, right? And they're like, "Hey, that's when the talk about Elise getting rid of Elise starts.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But
I
then
think
when
it makes sense.
what?
I think it makes sense. I think that
Oh,
like I think it's a good way to kneecap Aussie at this point and kind of she's clearly a confidant. I would be thinking the same thing as Cochran and Jim.
Ozzy though? Ozzy has to be the threat, so why deal with an underling when the final boss is there?
Well, because you probably want him around for another cycle, right?
Hmm.
Like he is out there fishing. You wanna you wanna Rupert him,
Want to Rupert him? Yeah, I actually
right?
have a Rupert fact coming up a bit
Oh,
later. Uh,
oh yeah, I know with the bar.
exactly. I did some research on that challenge. I did a bit of a deep dive. Uh,
Okay, so
it
I've
was-
got a note about that, but before that, the second picture that I sent you.
well, before we get to there, they're about to decide who goes to the duel, and Cochrane says he'll go, and then everyone just goes quiet. Cochrane even says, "No one wants to be alone with me."
Yeah,
I that's
I don't. You know what? Honestly, like I don't see him. Yeah, he's awkward, but I guess having seen the other season that he played first, seeing this season, yeah, I could tell that he was different, but I still think he's a decent player. I think he's playing his hand well. I think he's kind of work like I don't know how long he lasts this season, but I don't know, man. Like he seems like smart. I don't think like he's not like there's a point where like a bunch of the girls and the other tribe are like trash talking Edna for a while because they're just like freaking hater. Like Cochrane's not in that position, I don't think, right? Like
well, yeah, true. Yeah, definitely not in Edna's position for sure. But
so
I was very much surprised when Jim and Cochrane go to the duel, and Ozzy just starts mocking Jim's strategizing, and like, "Oh, don't talk strategy, 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 strategy."
sounds very Tyson and Aris,
That's a very good point.
right?
Yes.
It's like he's just like, yeah, bro, chill. Don't you're so. I mean, that's a psychological. That's he's playing the social game subversively, where he's just like trying to make him out to be unreasonable, right?
Right.
To kind of discredit him. Like I don't know. I think people did that to Monica too, right? We're just oh, dude, chill, just chill your shit. And I
That's
think there is a balance. Like you're I mean, I don't know. Like, there's so much off camera that we don't see, but I don't know. Like, yeah,
Ozzy seems like he's found the idol. He's just gonna sleep in the tent all day and just only come out for challenges. It's kind of
well,
what it seems like. He's very much in the I've got this stuff on lockdown for at least another 10 days. Call me at the merge. I'll be lying down. He's very much not trying anymore.
well. I mean, yeah, yeah. It
With
seems that way.
looking like he's trying maybe.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I think I would always try and be wary of if I were to play Survivor. If anyone looked too comfortable, like, man, you look really
Hmm.
comfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, you look really
Hey,
safe
right?
right now. Why don't you care? Yeah. Um yeah, then we go to the duel. And oh man, what a duel.
Oh yeah,
Bear versus Christine.
yeah. It was really good. I liked it. I almost there was times I don't know. There were times I felt like Jeff kind of was rooting for Papa Bear in his heart, where he's like a little sad when like he fell behind, and like when he tied it up, he's like, yeah, he's still in it. Like, and
I
I
think,
honestly like I like the guy too, man. I wanted him to stick around, so I get it, but I felt like my gut said that. I don't know.
I think Jeff knows what's good TV. Just
Sure.
Christine winning 10-0. It's they're like, "Oh, we're probably going to have to edit most of this out and it'll be a really short segment." And but when it actually became 10-9 or 10-8, it was yeah, it was a legit. For the first 2 minutes, I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize Christine was that good at throwing beanbags onto platforms from far away."
That's well, and that's the thing that I like about when they mix stuff up with the challenges in Survivor, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, okay, this is something that anybody on any given day could succeed at if they happen to be,
Hmm. Yeah.
pass their dexterity check, right? Like just yeah.
So right before Brandon tries to apologize to Christine, and she she said she accepts it, but do I buy it? I don't know yet. Okay.
Yeah, but she doesn't even look at him in the beginning, right?
Doesn't even, yeah.
And it is that kind of self-centered, like, I don't know. It's still like, look at me, look at me. It's
Yeah, you're there to watch a challenge of two people that are fighting for their life in the game, and you're like, hey, hold on. I have something I need to say,
yeah, yeah.
everybody.
Everybody look at me for a second. Look at you guys looking. You guys looking?
Yeah, yeah, you're right. That's up there. Um,
Yeah. And that's what makes him cringy. Do you know? And it's like, and I get it that it adds entertainment, I guess, on some level, but it's like it's the least fun part. But for me, do you know what I mean? Like I don't
the
know. Like
thing that
I gotta
always
skip that stuff.
annoyed me about the duel is the fact that they can't keep their buffs. Like, throw it in the fire on your way out. Like, do they not get to keep it? Do they get like a secondary
Well,
commemorative version, or?
so here's no souvenirs, right? I mean, you guys told me that when I started watching, but here's the thing that I was thinking about this week. So like it's like some kind of fabric burning. Like is there maybe like a more could it be like recycled, not just like
Oh,
burned plastic
I
in
get
the
you.
atmosphere? Like I know it probably accounts for a small, but if we're all doing our thing for climate change, right? I don't
I mean, yeah, never really
know.
looked at it that way. I thought of it as a waste too, but I thought it's more of a waste to the contestant or to the castaway, being like, you mean I don't get to keep at least this? Okay.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, I don't know, man. I would
Yeah,
like. I don't know.
you don't get to keep anything else. I thought at least you get to
I
keep
might.
the buff.
I might just
How else
be
are you gonna sell it on eBay for $50 autographed and make some money? Like, how else are you supposed to
50,
do
$50. I would hide it in my prison wallet, and I would be like, "No, I lost it, Jeff. Sorry, I don't know."
that? I don't know what happened to it. I was carrying it to the duel and it just fell apart and dissolved in my hands. I have no idea what happened. Yeah.
Start a controversy. Hide it in your prison wallet and start a controversy that someone stole your buff. Where's the buff then? Who's got it? I don't see it. I had it just the other day. Sorry. Okay.
There's no way they would let a survivor lie to Jeff like that without having some sort of footage. Like, someone saw something. There's
Do they
enough
follow
little
you to the
reason.
bathroom though? But do they follow you to the bathroom? Okay, I'm taking this way too far.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Do you got the second picture?
Um, are we talking the one of Tracy?
No.
Which one are we talking about? I don't have them probably in the same order you do.
Oh. Oh well. Okay. The
I
double ray.
downloaded them and they're in a different layout on the program here.
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
that one I did not
Wait.
get one. But
Oh.
that was a nice shot of the rainbow. Yeah. Oh, that
Double
looks right.
rainbow. Oh, my cat
Yeah,
is.
I was surprised that one was important. Sorry, I didn't upload that one. My bad.
Yeah, because I was gonna get you to throw it up and then be like, double rainbow. Anyways, there was
Ah,
double rainbow. There was a legit double rainbow on Survivor. Focus, focus. There it is.
yeah.
Double
Rainbow.
rainbow.
Good job.
Yeah, come on, killing me.
Well, I didn't notice that when I looked at the picture.
Um, yeah. So then my next photo is like after the first challenge, or the. Are there two challenge? Am I losing my mind? That like they just have the redemption island and then the immunity, right? They don't have a immunity reward every episode.
No, well, sometimes they skip the reward, or sometimes they just tack on the reward to the immunity challenge. It's not
Gotcha.
always.
Yeah.
And with the
So
Redemption Island stuff, there's only like a standard challenge probably takes a good 5-10 minutes of TV time.
right.
So so depending on what the challenges are, I wouldn't be surprised. I've heard stories of them editing out full on challenges that you just don't see, or
Okay.
rewards you don't see.
Really?
But if it's not beneficial, if it's just a couple people go on a trip and it's really boring,
Oh,
I
yeah,
I
and then
read
no
stories.
actual strategy happens. They just go,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Three people win a basic challenge. They balance things, and then they go out, eat a good breakfast, and talk about nothing, and then come back to camp, and it doesn't affect any alliances or any strategy. I
Right.
have stories of them just editing that flat out of the episode.
Okay. What about this first challenge? How'd you feel about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
I Oh, are we on to the immunity?
Well, I don't know
Yes.
unless you got something else.
Nope, we are. Let me just double check my notes here. I got nothing before. Oh, well, right before the immunity, it's Edna talking way too much.
Yeah, well that's oh well I had that at like 1648 like oh well anyways.
I've
Yeah, they
got
all
I've got the Tracy picture up, where
oh well
Edna or Tracy does a Jim look to camera for like from The Office.
oh yeah, but that's like
Oh, that's talking to
that's
Coach.
way that's way later. That talking heads after the challenge. Yeah. But yeah, it they I mean, you could throw it up. They definitely in reference, right? Like Edna's, trying hard, right? And has,
Right.
what?
So I really like this Tracy picture.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
a big fan of Coach talking to Tracy about,
Stacy.
yeah, what do we do? And Coach is like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and then Coach goes to walk away, and Tracy gives this look to camera.
Yeah. Yeah, like dude, I wish people would do this all the time. It's just like really I love how because I feel like that's something I would do if I was on the show. I'd be like, "Mm," as they walked away, I'd just be like,
I'm not even.
or I'd
I'm
be
not
like,
even. I'm not even going to delete this photo. This might be the new thing. If anyone says anything that just sounds incorrect to me, I'll be like, really? And
and
I'll throw that.
actually, internet, feel free to make that into a meme. And I've got another one. Actually, I have another one today where I'm
There's
like,
a couple. I decided to only go with one. I didn't need a parade of different Tracy faces, but she has a couple of good ones.
oh man, I think it's yeah. Anyways, we'll get to it. I think well, yeah.
Well,
Oh,
here, I'll find it
the
before we
the
talk about that again.
the back massage one is the one that I think could be turned into a meme. All right.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, the back
Yeah.
massage one's
Okay.
hilarious.
But yeah,
Um,
I love her candor. It made me laugh. Although I'm not like a huge Stacy fan, I think she's
yeah,
a
me
little
neither.
too defensive for me, and I get
Hmm.
it. Like I'm a sensitive person too, but it just like but her candor was awesome. Just yeah.
Yeah, yeah, too defensive. That's right. I did like multiple people doing Edna's laugh impression before the challenge. I was a big fan of that.
Uh, yeah, I
That
guess
was funny.
it was
There's
so
a couple of
catty
solid
though.
impressions.
It was so
It's,
catty and so obvious, right? They're just like, oh, I
but
get it.
is making fun of Edna catty, or is Edna kind of bringing it on herself by being so transparently, you
I'm gonna
know?
I'm gonna say it's a little fitty.
Okay.
Just me. I think Edna's putting it on, but they're only mad because it's working. So outwit, outplay, outlast. Like if it's and I think it's kind of like I mean she's not really even the prettiest girl, right? But there definitely seem to be some vibes between her and Coach, or at least people are gonna be oh right. So then
Hmm.
it's you got to discredit that person because they if they right. It's just
Right.
the whole thing's transparent on both sides, right? I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay, so let's load up that other picture, which we'll save for when we talk about that after the challenge. Um,
Yeah.
so
Why
the
didn't
challenge.
Why
Oh,
didn't Coach take a poll? That's my thing.
what do you mean?
Why didn't he bear weight?
I was surprised about that also.
Right? I'm just like I
So, and well, Aussie at the same time didn't take a poll.
yeah. So well, like why?
For Savai, it was Dawn. Um, oh, who else did it for Savai? Jeez, I'm trying to remember who else. Oh, I can't remember that guy's name. Keith, is that his name? No.
Keith, Jim.
Jim
Uh,
did it. Yeah. Jim and Brandon had quite the showdown.
yeah, Jim and Brandon, Keith, Dawn, Stacy, and
Albert.
Albert.
Yeah. But it's funny that this challenge, like, it's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh, this is just like the other season we just watched with Pearl Islands. They did the
Right.
same thing, the same sort of challenge, and it was Rupert versus,
Right. Yep.
oh geez, what was his name? Oh, it started with an O.
Austin,
Austin. Yeah, Austin.
which is a weird way to start the name Austin. Anyways.
I know, I know. But yeah, they broke Rupert's record for holding the most. 220 pounds. I
Yep.
was I was more impressed with Jim.
More impressed with Jim.
I did not think he would have been that guy. Brandon is just crazy enough that I'm like, yeah, of course he could probably do that.
Dude,
Sure.
the crazy face on Brandon was fucking awesome. Just some like
I'm
the Kiss hair metal, like, huh?
I'm surprised you didn't have a picture of that. Like
I know.
that should have been one of the stills.
I thought about it, but I was just like, I think I was writing a note about something else at the time, or I was kind of like, when I made notes, it was like the third watch I did this week of the show, so it was kind of like I was, picking my moments. But yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely, But I mean, yeah, you mentioned I think last episode how he kind of surprised us, like as far as like he's pretty nimble and athletic. He doesn't look like super ripped, but you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Brandon is like I'm trying to think of how I should say this. He's got plenty of determination.
Yep.
He is determined for sure.
Yep.
He's got a lot of bad qualities, obviously, but some of his good qualities are he will give you 120%, I think, every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
not been a challenge, or even no one else at camp seems to complain that he's not pulling his weight, or he's
Yeah.
being lazy, or he doesn't do this. He is ready to go. He's ready to just run through that wall first, be the first one out of the trench and into no
Yeah.
man's land, right? He's
Hey. Yep.
ready for it. But the big story of this challenge,
Yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah.
I
I
guess Dawn and Tracy, but
well,
Tracy was holding her raw.
honestly, like,
Weird.
can't
Well,
say
it
it.
was behind her back, and she was holding it that weird. It was just that can't be
No,
sustainable.
no, I get you. I get you. Uh, I don't know. I kind of I think I mentioned it last episode. Like Dawn, like you look at her, like she's got pipes like me. Like she looks pretty athletic. I'm not surprised that she came through. I think she probably, she at one point she's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, and I think that she kind of played like a little bit of an outwit outlast, where she was just like, yeah, I got this,
Mhm.
but she didn't act like she did. Um, I mean, like she looks like she goes to the gym, man, like or she
Oh,
did at
for sure.
some point, right? So yeah, I don't
I
know.
was. I knew as soon as it was her when everyone gets their bathing suits earlier in the tree mail, and she's like, "Oh, am I the Rudy on this tribe?" I knew it was either Dawn's going home or Dawn's getting some sort of big win. Like they wouldn't show that scene or that line of dialogue unless things were going to go exactly like how she thought, or she was going to be a hero. I figured the only way you put that in is one of those two things was happening. So I
Right.
was very glad to see her come away with the victory, and everyone congratulates her. Like the only thing they didn't do was put her up on their shoulders and run around in a circle kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it was a nice feel good moment for Don.
I don't know what happened. So I know the other season that Cochran plays, Dawn also plays. And
Yeah.
in that season they reference some tension between the two of them. but
Oh,
so
I,
far
I
I
think
know
I know what
it's
it
gotta
is,
be,
and
it's
it's
gotta
coming
be
up.
yeah, I know,
I
but
know what you're going to talk about.
but
I think it happens.
I don't know what it is yet. I'm just saying, so far
Something does.
watching. Yeah, no, I know. The point is that like watching the two of them now, like they're just both interesting to play. Like they, at this point, I could see both of them succeeding this season. Like I don't
Hmm.
know, who wins this season, but I don't know. Like and yeah. So, anyways, it's just interesting. I find Dawn pretty likable so far. Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Season.
yeah. And this is the
Um,
first episode where Dawn and Cochrane really ever talk.
yeah, yeah. So,
Right? Dawn's
um,
been a little bit talking to Ozzy a lot, and yeah.
yeah. So I've got notes around 30 minutes. So I don't know if you got stuff before that, but
No, go ahead. I'm just getting that picture you were talking about ready.
oh
Get
yeah. No,
that
this is
started.
this is basically so we're after the challenge, right? And first we come back from the challenge, and I thought Coach was being pretty good, right? He was being diplomatic, and he's just kind of like, hey, like he was like, yeah, actually, even though we didn't win, like it was a hard go, like you had a lot of weight on you, and she was like, yeah, I don't know, but like, anyways, um, but I think Stacey knows what's up, right? Even though
Oh
like.
yeah.
And so it just kind of I had a note from a talking head with her kind of in this time frame, right? When she's
Oh,
like,
I think I know what you're talking about. I
I
didn't
got
write it down, but it's
I
a
got
good line of dialogue.
I got I got a lot to kick it, right? It's just
I
kind
know.
of
I
funny,
knew you were
like,
going to bring it up. Yeah, I
oh
got a
man.
lie to kick it. I got
Yeah,
to
I got a
get
lot
in
of kick.
before I can. Yeah, I didn't write it down, but it's good.
But so she kind of confronts Coach a little, and that's where this picture's from. Um
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw it up.
This picture.
Yeah. And this is what I think could be a meme. Internet, here you go. I didn't massage your back, but
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
that's not what she's saying at all.
No, no,
But
but
she's like, yeah,
that's another one that I might use along with this photo where I could easily. I'll start throwing that out in the group chats between me, you, and Jess.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like what? Say what? That's that face.
So, like, heard Coach talk, but then right after this is when
Yeah.
Brandon gets word of something, and he goes and talks to Coach, and they're at that cool, like, I don't know what that thing is. I don't think they're slaying wild boar. Is that like a clothes drying rack or something? Anyway,
I'm assuming maybe that's yeah. That definitely seems like. Sorry, I like that. No, I want
no,
you to stop it.
so that's the thing, right? He's like, no, dude, just stop. And he's
Yeah.
right. And Brandon is worked up and he's like, bro, I can see it on your face. And he's actually trying to be nice, but he's having to kind of be a little bit forceful with him because he knows you can see the wheels grinding, right?
Yeah, he's like, I can
And
see you've
then,
already made up your mind. Like you were already in the I'm in this decision mode.
yeah,
So how do you break him out of that?
yeah. And then he
I
throws
don't know
him.
what you would say to Brandon to get him out of like that look. Like I can like even the look he's on his face right now says he doesn't believe a single thing Coach is about to say. He's already like, okay, go ahead. Uh huh. And
Yeah,
it's just like, what am I doing?
yes.
What do you say
Yeah.
to that?
Well, and then that's the thing. And then he adds one more step to that. And he's like, hey, how many times you lost this game, bro? How many times you messed this up before? What?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe it's you. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, when
dude.
Brandon's like, yeah, you got voted out twice before, Coach. Like, I'm not going to take advice from you.
I I don't
You
know,
don't want
man.
to take advice from Coach, but you don't want to take advice from your uncle. You're like, he needs to listen to people. Brandon is so in his own head that everyone else is always wrong. There's
So
no one that can convince Brandon of what he's thinking about is incorrect.
so what's the idea? What's the purpose of bringing along a loose cannon like Brandon? Is it like that he's gonna be generally loyal because he's feels
Um,
perhaps being a doofus sometimes, or like what's
my assumption is it's like I don't know if you've seen these. Well, you've seen the season. You've seen Philip, right? The secret agent or the FBI agent,
the
right?
Shadow Agency or whatever, the Shadow
RS.
Incorporated,
Stealth RS.
Stealth RS?
Stealth RS.
So bad. Okay.
I know. But
Yeah.
you bring
Yeah,
a
he
guy like
was.
him along because you know he's going to be loyal to you, and at the very end, it'd be like me and you. It's like, yeah, you got to bring a crazy person along. At the very end, you're like, no jury is giving him votes. Nobody. If Brandon makes it all the way to the end, I guarantee no one's on the jury being
So
like,
it's
well, he did outlast people.
so
No,
it's
that's
like
not
one
true.
step worse than a goat, not just like a ritual sacrifice, but someone that like people actively hate. And then
Yes,
know,
yes.
interesting. Okay.
Sometimes you bring along someone useless. Sometimes the useless person just happens to be crazy, but guess what? They're still coming along. But it's
I didn't massage your back, but
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I love that. Just no, I want you to stop it. It's like the only thing Coach didn't do was like get a squirt bottle out and spray it at him, or like newspaper and hit him on the nose. Like that's the only thing Coach didn't do. But I feel like Coach was thinking it. No,
oh yeah, yeah. Oh well, and then I remember it happening, but I don't know when the whole issue of because when they're at the Redemption Island challenge, Stacy does the whole Benjamin thing, right? And then they come back, and at one point, Coach is like, "I will lose. I will go nuts if somebody calls me Benjamin to my face," right? And I was like,
hmm.
"Okay." Um, I don't have. I think
Yeah,
the other stuff I've got written down are like right before and during Tribal. I don't know
yeah,
if you got.
yeah. I got a couple notes from there. The only thing I have is let's see.
Wait, wait.
The only thing I
Are,
have.
are you saying you didn't like this one, the finger?
No, it was a bit too much.
Too much?
Well, they're all essentially the same slide. They're all essentially. She makes like four faces in a matter of 3 seconds. The
it's
coach
true.
talks like
It's true. It's true.
a plethora of funny faces from Stacy.
Stacey, she does not lack personality. She's got style. I like her.
She seems closed off and defensive and
She
not
is.
really talkative, but
She
sometimes
is.
she's got some good facial expressions.
But she's not like. I don't think she's a bad person. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, agreed.
I don't think she's like mean or cold hearted or you know.
Yeah. Then the next note I have is tribal, unless you have anything before tribal.
Uh no, it's mostly early tribal. My photo of Rick there is my. I
Well,
mean,
I
I don't know.
also have a note here that I've written down called "Where in the World is Rick San Diego?" Found him. There he is. Found him. He wasn't on camera the whole episode.
Right?
The whole episode.
my note says 34
He
minutes
wasn't even
51
in the
seconds.
background of the shot.
Yeah. My note says 34 minutes 51 seconds. Drew realizes there's a guy named Rick playing the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
Hey Rick, what's up?
Um, and
I'm
then
Survivor
obviously
Rick.
Brandon decides to Survivor Rick. There you go. Brandon decides to, make it all about him again. I
Yep.
will say he has some points here. I'm not gonna lie. He has a couple of good points.
Yeah, it's just the
Like,
crocodile tears.
yeah, yeah, fair
Which
enough.
which I believe I sent, and I don't know, man. I mean, maybe we were talking about this. We were talking about life the other day, right? And am I being insensitive? Maybe I'm being insensitive, but I feel like this is definitely something that you could right put out there and kind of put on and would right like
Yeah.
how it's hard to be mean to someone who's in tears, right? Like
It's rough because the problem is at this point in time. and I know you have your opinions, but there's a lot of people that at the time, like even I wish I had the still of Albert when Brandon's talking. Well, here's Brandon. While he's giving the talk about, I want to play Brandon's game, not
Yeah.
Russell's game.
Hmm.
And he
Which
says,
I get. I agree.
yeah, but he also says, I love my uncle. He's come out here a couple times and done a very good job. And then they cut to Albert, and Albert's like, and it's like, well, say what you want, Albert, but Russell has made it to the final tribal council twice. He hasn't won, but it's a short list he's on of players that have played as
Right.
many days and has made it as far
Yep.
like
Definitely.
you can argue against his strategies, but technically it's successful twice. It just wasn't the most successful.
Right.
I just thought it's funny how essentially Brandon's playing against. I think if Brandon waited before coming on and he played
Right.
maybe 10 years later or 5 years later, like
Right.
season 33, and he
Right.
was Russell Hance's nephew, I don't think he'd be getting as much flack as he's getting this season. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I think the memory of Russell being just a jerk was so fresh in everyone's brain
Yeah.
that there was just Brandon was fighting an uphill battle since day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he hasn't done himself any favors yet so far. Like, not that I've, like, I don't know.
I'd be curious if you take Ozzy and Coach and you
Yeah.
switch them to the other tribe. Do you think
Right.
Ozzy would be able to deal with Brandon better than Coach or worse than Coach? Like if you take those two people and switch them tribes, do you think Brandon becomes more of a threat? Do you think Ozzy, like Coach, sees him as an asset instead of a liability?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know.
I don't know.
How do you see that? I
Don't
mean,
know if Ozzy would. I personally think Ozzy would just be like, yeah, screw that guy.
yeah, I would lean that way. I think he would be around for a bit, but not for a long time. I think it would be there might be a couple moves before Brandon, and then I think he would be like, yeah, okay, it's sort of time now. Like we need to deal with this issue, like a little bit before the merge. I would think, right?
Yeah.
So I would see Ozzy keeping him around, maybe for the first couple votes, try and win some challenges, and maybe like third vote, fourth vote. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I would. That's what
So,
I don't know.
I mean, long story short, Stacy goes. It was kind of a foregone conclusion a little bit. I was
So bitter.
kind of was as I was watching this, I'm like, so it's Brandon going, right? It's definitely Brandon, right? And do you think
Really? You thought
I
that?
don't know. They were focusing so hard on him most of the episode that I
True.
just thought but they were also focusing on Stacy. But when I
Right.
saw her do well in the challenge, I'm like, oh, that's why she's getting so much camera time. It's because
Right.
she does pretty well in the challenge, not
Well, I don't know. I mean, I I really liked. Uh, so yeah, Hearts and Flowers from Brandon. I'm gonna call it. Uh, I really liked how split the vote was. Like it was Stacy, but there
true.
was a couple things going on there with this one. Um, Also, the so and so. What's the most annoying thing about so and so? Seemed
Oh,
very touchy feely for a tribal to me. I was like, wow, this is okay, sure.
yeah.
Like,
Sometimes Jeff does kind of treat it like a bit of a therapy session where he goes,
right,
you know what, this tribe needs to work out some things, so I'll staple someone's picture to a pillow and let you punch it a bit, get some anger out. He's got there is method to his madness.
I love the
Yeah,
metaphor.
I
Yeah,
thought that's either him starting stuff or him trying to like squash things. But yeah, the asking for people, I'd be curious. I want to hear everyone's answers. I
right.
think he did it to everyone, and they just edited the four best answers,
Makes sense.
which Rick decides to say this is actually the face he makes when he's asked the question
Yeah,
about
exactly.
Albert, and he's like, Albert snores.
Worst. Yeah.
Lame answer, but that's what it is.
I thought it was a good dodge. It was a good play on Rick's part because you can't be like, oh well, like because Edna, I think, stuck her foot in this one when she got asked the question, what's the, and I mean, I guess she was kind of right, but maybe she could have said it in a more diplomatic way. Like, I just, my only complaint about you is I don't know you well enough.
Mm.
Go at it in a way that you're not on the attack, right? But uh, I thought Rick's answer was a good dodge, because what do you say? He's kind of talkative, or he's a little
Yeah,
too
fair enough.
religious for me, or I don't know, his feet smell.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, this might have to be of a shorter one, so I might need to go. I will put this up, even though it's gonna look really bad. TalkingSurvivor at gmail.com. Yeah, yeah. Or you can try and get down here. You can try and get down there. At buffs underscore survivor on Twitter. Let us know, and we will try to answer questions. Yeah, I really got to create a 2 window overlay for this. And also that one says I shouldn't put the episode number on there. Jeez, Dave, get your head in the game.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is it's a work in progress, peeps. Come hang out.
Yeah.
We're gonna laugh together. We're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna talk about Survivor. Hopefully,
It's
I'll say some stuff that'll freak you out, and you'll send me hate
it
mail. I'm hoping for
it
it.
is gonna get better. We're just only up from here.
No death threats though. Just hate mail. It's good. It's balance.
Oh yeah. Hate mail, okay. Just no death threats.
Goodbye, internet. Or well,
Goodbye, internet. Are we gonna salute every time? Yeah, okay. I'm
we
done.
can do like a I don't know what we're gonna do. We could do
Yeah,
what was the I'll have to think of it. I'm trying to think of it. It'll come to me. It was
okay.
like a Monty Python something. Anyways, all right.
Got nothing else for you, internet. Head back to camp.